The Diddy trial was already chaotic, but no one was prepared for what happened next. In the middle of witness testimony, the courtroom doors slammed open and in walked Jaguar Wright, the outspoken neo-soul singer turned whistleblower. Gasps filled the room as she stormed past security, clutching what appeared to be a thick folder and a hard drive. "I have the truth," she shouted, locking eyes with Diddy. The judge immediately called for order, but the disruption had already shattered the tension. Reporters scrambled. Lawyers froze. Diddy's expression shifted from arrogant calm to pale dread. Jaguar, never one to stay silent, had just lit a match inside an already burning building. The hidden ally, Bryshere Gray's explosive connection. By her side stood a man many recognized as Bryshere Gray, better known as Yaz the Greatest from Empire. Once a rising star, Gray had kept a low profile following personal controversies. But his presence here was no accident. Jaguar claimed he was a key witness, a victim, and a keeper of damning footage linking Diddy to a wider circle of abuse and exploitation within the industry. "He knows what happened in the studio, in those rooms," she stated boldly. The courtroom buzzed with whispers. Why would Gray risk everything to support Jaguar? Because what he had in his possession might take down an empire. The tapes, a vault of celebrity secrets. Jaguar Wright didn't come empty-handed. She came with what she called the Bryshere Gray tapes. These were not just random recordings, but alleged footage of parties, meetings, and ritual-like gatherings involving Diddy, music executives, and A-list celebrities. She claimed some of the tapes were filmed without consent and stored on encrypted drives. According to Jaguar, these tapes show more than just scandal. They reveal control, manipulation, and even blackmail. The judge ordered the bailiffs to secure the items immediately, but not before Jaguar announced, "I've made copies." The truth is out now. Suddenly, this trial was no longer just about Cassie. It was about an entire industry being put on trial. Judge's response. Chaos meets the gavel. The courtroom descended into madness as the judge struggled to regain control. Defense attorneys demanded Wright be removed, calling her a publicity-seeking maniac. But the prosecution didn't dismiss her so quickly. They requested a recess to review the materials she brought. The judge granted it, issuing a temporary gag order on the content of the tapes. Meanwhile, Diddy's legal team huddled in panic. Something had shifted. The trial was now a ticking time bomb, and Jaguar Wright had just handed someone the detonator. Media frenzy. Paparazzi swarmed the courthouse. Outside, the courthouse erupted into a media frenzy. News vans from CNN, TMZ, and VICE formed a blockade. Social media exploded with hashtags like #Jaguar versus Diddy and #Gray tapes. Protesters, fans, and conspiracy theorists crowded the sidewalks. Inside the building, press credentials were being rechecked and limited due to overcrowding. Everyone wanted to know what was on those tapes, and whether this was the moment Hollywood's elite would finally be held accountable. Journalists compared the atmosphere to the O.J. Simpson trial, but with the internet watching in real time. Diddy's legal team in panic mode. Diddy's legal dream team, known for silencing scandals, seemed shaken. Behind closed doors, they argued about whether to push for a mistrial or pivot to discredit Jaguar and Gray entirely. One insider reported that Diddy was furious, blaming his inner circle for letting the tapes leak. A leak this severe could not only destroy his case, it could unravel decades of buried secrets. The team braced for what was coming, because if even one tape was authenticated, the case against Diddy would grow exponentially. Cassie's reaction, shock and vindication. Cassie, who had already shaken the courtroom with her brave testimony and slap heard around the world, appeared stunned by Jaguar's arrival. Her eyes widened as the tapes were mentioned. For years, she claimed no one believed her. But now, with Wright and Gray stepping in, she was no longer alone. In a brief recess, her lawyer was overheard telling her, "This changes everything. It wasn't just about justice anymore. It was about exposure." The industry trembles, names named in the tapes. Rumors swirled that the tapes didn't just feature Diddy. Jaguar allegedly mentioned other high-profile names during her courtroom rant. Top music executives, Grammy winners, and even political donors. If true, the implications could shake the very foundation of the entertainment industry. One source whispered, "It's bigger than Epstein." The potential for RICO charges or mass indictments suddenly became real. Hollywood elites braced themselves. Pandora's box had been kicked wide open. Jaguar's history. Truth teller or troublemaker. Jaguar Wright has long been labeled a whistleblower, but also accused of erratic behavior. Over the years, she's called out Jay-Z, Clive Davis, and The Roots, often dismissed as a bitter outsider. But now, standing in a courtroom with Bryshere Gray and physical evidence, people are re-evaluating her. Was she silenced because she was crazy? Or because she was right? For the first time, the system was forced to take her seriously. History may remember this day as her redemption arc. Bryshere Gray's testimony. The bombshell statement. In an unanticipated move, the judge allowed Bryshere Gray to testify in a closed session later that day. Leaks from inside claimed his testimony confirmed that Diddy ran elite parties where younger talent was manipulated, filmed, and threatened with exposure. He said he had been used as a pawn in the machine, and only Jaguar's outreach gave him the courage to speak. The judge reportedly paused the session multiple times due to the emotional intensity of his story. This wasn't just about Diddy. It was about an industry-wide rot. Digital forensics confirms the tapes are real. In the following days, a team of federal digital forensic experts were brought in. Within 48 hours, they confirmed the tapes were authentic. Metadata, timestamps, and voice recognition software verified Bryshere's involvement, as well as at least 3 other celebrities whose names remain under seal. Prosecutors now had physical, visual proof of abuse and possible extortion. One insider declared, "This is worse than anyone expected. These tapes are the Rosetta Stone of industry corruption." Diddy's silence. A man unraveling, once known for his swagger and media savvy, Diddy has gone silent. He's stopped speaking to reporters, deleted cryptic tweets, and reportedly refuses to meet with anyone outside his core legal team. A guard at his estate claimed he paces constantly and has started drinking again. His inner circle is dissolving. Allegiances are fading. His once unshakable image now resembles a man surrounded by ghosts, of victims, of secrets, of his own unraveling legacy. The Whistleblowers Network. Who's backing Jaguar Wright? Jaguar Wright didn't arrive at the courthouse alone in spirit. Behind her, a growing network of whistleblowers, former assistants, stylists, junior artists, and industry insiders are emerging with their own horror stories. Some have remained anonymous, but others are stepping forward publicly, forming a grassroots coalition aimed at breaking decades of silence. Social media platforms like X, formerly Twitter, and TikTok have become gathering grounds for testimony. Wright claims she has received thousands of encrypted messages and emails since her courtroom entrance, each carrying its own trauma, proof, or piece of the puzzle. This isn't a solo act anymore, it's a movement, and it's picking up speed with every passing hour. Inside the tapes, glimpses of ritual and control. While the content of the tapes remains sealed to the public, leaks from internal court personnel paint a chilling picture. Some clips allegedly show controlled environments resembling dark room sessions, where newcomers were allegedly blindfolded and subjected to manipulative psychological rituals. It wasn't just about sex, say insiders. It was about domination, obedience, and silence. Visuals include cryptic symbols, strange ambient music, and celebrities behaving erratically. Forensic psychologists reviewing the footage describe it as cult-like conditioning. As more of the contents become known behind closed doors, prosecutors are pushing for broader investigations. Whatever is on these tapes, it's not just scandalous, it's horrifying. Music industry response: deafening silence or strategic retreat. As the story escalates, the response from the music industry has been chillingly quiet. No public statements from major labels, no outreach to victims, no comment from major collaborators tied to Diddy over the years. Some see this as fear. Others interpret it as guilt. Industry watchdogs are calling out major entities like Sony, Interscope, and even the Grammy Board for their inaction. Meanwhile, a few independent artists and producers have cautiously begun speaking up, often anonymously. If the industry doesn't respond soon, it may find itself named in future lawsuits or criminal investigations. Because if Diddy was protected for decades, then someone, likely many, helped keep his secrets. Fallout among the elite. A-listers scramble to distance themselves. In the aftermath of Jaguar and Bryshere's revelations, A-list celebrities who once aligned with Diddy are deleting old photos, unfollowing accounts, and scrubbing past collaborations. Jay-Z, Kanye West, and others have yet to make formal comments, but internet sleuths are tracking every movement. Several celebrities have hired crisis PR firms. Others are quietly cooperating with investigators. One entertainment lawyer said, "This is like a celebrity pandemic. Everyone's checking to see if they were in the room when it happened." The social unraveling is just beginning. Hollywood might soon experience a reckoning not seen since the Me Too movement. The verdict approaches. Will justice be served? With the trial entering its most explosive phase, all eyes are on the court as the jury prepares to deliberate. The introduction of new evidence has extended proceedings, but pressure is building for a resolution. Victims want justice. The industry wants closure. The public wants the truth. But as more players are implicated and additional tapes are reportedly still being reviewed, the final verdict might not come from this trial alone. What began as a personal legal battle is now a cultural earthquake. And when the gavel finally falls, it may not just bring down Diddy. It could change the entire music industry forever. The next phase: federal charges and grand jury looming. With the tapes authenticated and Bryshere's testimony now on record, the Department of Justice is reportedly preparing federal charges. A grand jury could be convened within weeks. RICO indictments, human trafficking, unlawful surveillance, everything is on the table. This is no longer just a celebrity trial, it's a full-blown takedown of a power network. Jaguar Wright's courtroom crash may go down as the most pivotal moment in modern celebrity justice. And the world is watching, minute by minute.